I picked up a Yaesu FT2900R, as you see here, 2-meter mobile transceiver, or it could be used as a base as well. But since I did the storm spotter training last year, I really wanted to be able to have a mobile radio, because I live out in the sticks and cell phone coverage is iffy. I wanted to be able to have a high-powered radio to hit the repeaters I use for the spotters. Got and installing in the truck today. Not the best day. It's 18 degrees with wind chill around 0 and with snow on the ground, but hey, I've had this long enough, it's time to put it in. Now the install here, now this is a personal preference. They give you all kinds of screws and washers and whatnot, but this here went right into this panel. Pretty easy, it's very solid. And this radio isn't going anywhere unless you jump up and down on it or something. And like I said, personal preference where you want it. This just happened to be, I think, the best spot for me in this truck. Now for wiring for the antenna and for the power, you go underneath here and you can see the light shining through here. There's a little grommet in the firewall, and that's where I'm putting the wire through. It'll give it a nice clean look because it'll just run up underneath here, and so really no wire showing. I didn't want to start taking panels apart and put in all the screws and washers just because it wasn't worth the effort. And once I get this wire in there, you won't be able to see it. Okay, so you see where the grommet is for the light. Now what I'm going to do, here's the grommet itself. I'm going to drill a hole in that and then run the antenna and the power cables through it so that it's all sealed up. So let's go take a look what it looks like underneath the hood. You hear the wind blowing. Okay, so here's the battery. Got the cables connected directly to the battery. Got the fuse, or fuses, in place. And then just run it along the top here. And then here you can see the hole where they're going through. And that's where I'll put the grommet back in. It's really just as simple as that for the wiring, at least on this Ford F-150. Now for the antenna, I just got a Tram 1185, something simple, easy. In the future, I'll probably sneak it onto my wife's car if she'll let me, if she doesn't know. But for now, it'll do for here. And what I did with that, I saw some people running it through the door frame. It's probably not the best idea because that'll be a pinch point. But underneath this hood here, I know it looks like a tight squeeze, but this hood closes fine. There's actually no contact. And what I did was just run it under the seal here over the window, all the way up, and along the top of the truck here to the little antenna. And it works out real well. I was driving down the highway today, actually went sideways because of the ice, about 55 miles an hour, and the antenna stayed. So it should work out really well as far as installing this type of mobile antenna. Okay, everything's installed, good to go. Got the mic holder right there. And I like it. I like where it is. Again, it's personal choice. And one thing to keep in mind when putting the screws in is you want to drill pilot holes with a bit smaller than the size of the screw, obviously. And that helps screw the screws in. But also some of these, especially smaller screws, are pretty cheaply made, so they strip real easy. So at least with this model. Now again, with the F-150 here, I don't know how many the other years are like this, but you just got a little bit of light peeking through, and I could tape that up or put some kind of sealant on it if I choose to. The other piece here that can easily go in, and if I take the radio out and sell the truck or whatever. So, all right. So let's take one last look inside. See where the grommet fit in. Right there. And I can tidy up the wires a little bit. Otherwise, we're good to go.